What's up, guys? Hope you're having a great day. I thought it'd be fun to do a tier list. I've never done one before, and this one is on Porygon, Porygon 2, and Porygon Z. Because what else? In this tier list, I'll be giving them a grade from S being the best and D being absolute garbage. And I'll offer my general thoughts on these three magnificent Pokemon. All right, let's start with the OG Porygon, that being Porygon or Porygon 1, if you want to call them that. Consider this to be a pretty amazing design. Polygonal shapes stacked onto each other. I love it. The fact that we have a polygonal Pokemon in a Game Boy game is some master trolling, and I love it. I think it's a pretty great design. I consider this to be sort of like Pokemon royalty because of how hard / impossible it was to get this Pokemon. I could never do it as a kid. I always wanted one. It was obviously extremely sought out, but as a kid, I'm not going to be in the game corner trying to get coins to get the Porygon. It's just way too much work. As an adult, I did it, of course, and I love I kind of just love the backstory that it's a cyberspace Pokemon, and as somebody that's very interested in technology, I think it's a really good idea. I'm a big fan, obviously. Battle-wise, it's not great. Stats are not good. It does have decent special attack, but I can't recommend using this in battle unless you're a huge Porygon like myself. But despite that, I feel comfortable giving Porygon an S. Gonna drag him up there, and Porygon is an S. All right, now we're moving on to Porygon 2, which is Porygon with a 2. I find this to be just another hilariously awesome design, and it's a smoothed out Porygon, basically. Kind of was the sign of the times in the late 90s, early 2000s, where modern technology went from being square and jagged to being smooth. Just compare like an HP computer from the 90s to an iMac, and you'll see what I mean. And the similarities to the drinking bird toy is so randomly hilarious. I can't help but love it. The Pokedex entries are fun. It can go into space, but it can't fly, so it's like, what use is it? Battle-wise, this is a massive upgrade, no pun intended, over Porygon. Its defense, special attack, and attack are very good, and it is a slow Pokemon, unfortunately, but it's very tanky. It can be a solid member to your team. I've used it a bunch. I love it. So Porygon 2, I'm putting an S tier because it's super awesome. All right, and last we have Porygon Z. And guys, to be honest, if you know anything about me, this is my absolute favorite Pokemon, and it will always be my favorite Pokemon. I love the design of Porygon Z. I love its movements, its mannerisms. I love its big yellow eye, and it's the Pokemon that I always look forward to drawing, using in games. So this is a 2000s Pokemon when technology, especially software, was a complete mess. Everything was so buggy. There were viruses going left and right, destroying computers. Software upgrade on this Pokemon made it act strange. And to be honest, it is a very, very strange Pokemon. It's not for everyone, and I know that. But for me, I love it. I love the backstory, virus being installed onto it, and it just made it completely crazy. Pokedex entries are hilarious. It was originally used to work in alien dimensions, which did not go as planned. And I would actually like to read the Legends Arceus Pokedex entry. A curious item induced this evolution. The Pokemon's offensive capabilities have greatly increased, but the strangeness of its behavior has magnified in equal measure. This worries me. And that kind of sums it up. Battle-wise, Porygon Z is an absolute beast. It has pretty insane special attack, fast Pokemon, it has good speed, and some pretty decent defense. Not nearly as tanky as Porygon 2, but if you want a Pokemon on your team that's an attacker that can move pretty quickly, Porygon Z is a pretty safe bet. Stat-wise, if you look at it at its overall stats, it is one of the best Pokemons ever. It has great stats. I couldn't recommend this Pokemon enough to have on your team. In any Pokemon game that I play, as long as Porygon Z is in the game, I have it on my team because it can completely wreck basically anybody. I think that's the advantage of being a normal type. It might struggle with a fast fighting type, but anything else, it has a decent shot of taking it down. So with that being said, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna put Porygon Z in S tier. As you can see, I have all of them. I have every Porygon in S because all of them are super amazing. Now, if you're gonna ask me to rank these based on which ones I like the most, that's pretty tough because my love for these Pokemon, it's really hard to rank. But if I absolutely had to, I would put Porygon Z number 1 because it's my favorite Pokemon. I would have Porygon number 2, and then Porygon 2 would be last by a hair. But honestly, Porygon and Porygon 2, I pretty much, it's a tie. I love them equally. So that's it. That's my Porygon tier list. Porygon Z, Porygon, Porygon 2. You can't go wrong with any of these Pokemon. They're basically perfect. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.